Hello, welcome to Jessie at Home. Today I'm just going to show you how to attach your sequins and beads in your Zendazzle kit. So, to begin, obviously I have the kit, and in the kit there were sequins and there were beads and there was a needle and thread and everything I need. The instructions are here, and then there was a pre-printed piece of fabric with all of the symbols on it that I need to follow. All I had to provide was this hoop to put it in so that I can sew everything together, keeping the fabric nice and tight. So to begin, you need to thread your needle, so you just need to find the end of your thread, unwind a piece. This is more thread than you will ever use. So unwind a piece of thread, cut it off, grab your needle, use the needle they gave you, it's thin enough to go through the beads. Thread the needle, maybe. There we go. I'm gonna, oops. Helps if you don't then drop the needle after threading it. Okay, now I'm going to show you a knot that I like to do that works really well with this. What I do is I get to the end of the thread, I place the needle on the thread so there's just a little tail, and then I wrap the thread around the needle. Usually I only do this 3 times, but because this thread is so thin and I'm not doubling it up, I'm going to do it 6 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I pinch my thumb over top of this little wrap that I've made, so this is all being pinched together in my fingers, and I pull the needle through, pinching all those wraps together, and I just keep pulling until I've made this knot, which is kind of hard to see, but there's a nice thick knot there. Okay, now that we have our knot, you can see we have the picture here of what the Zendazzle kit is going to look like. And here you can see I've done a lot of the work already. I still have all the outlining to do. So that's where we're going to get started. You have directions that you should really read through first before getting started. And then this is our symbol key. Everything is attached with a clear bead. Sometimes there's 2 sequins and then a clear bead, but the final layer is always a clear bead. They provide you with plenty of beads, more than you need, so if you happen to drop one as you're going, don't feel like you need to find it. Life goes on. If you find one that's got a hole that's a tiny bit too thin for the needle, just get rid of it. Life goes on. The sequins you want to be a little more careful with. They provide you with extras, but not quite as many extras as they provide of the beads. So you just need to decide where you're going to start, and I'm going to start with this little dot right here. Okay, this dot right there. So you want to come up from behind in the center of your symbol, and a solid black dot means a small black sequin. That's what my key says. So I'm going to get a small black sequin, I'm going to place it on the needle, and then I'm going to take a clear bead and place that on the needle. So I have the small black sequin and then the clear bead both on the needle, and then I pull all the way through until the knot comes to the top, comes to the fabric. And then I'm going to push the bead to the side a little bit and go back down through just the sequin. You go through the same hole, but just the sequin. You do not go through the bead again. By not going through the bead again, you're making a little topper that's going to hold the sequin on. And then you just repeat. So I'm going up through the next hole. So I put my needle up through the center of the next hole. I'm then going to grab another black sequin and drop it on. Okay, so I just dropped that on. Another clear bead, drop that on. pull my needle through and then ignore the bead, go through the sequin in the fabric and pull it tight. We'll show you one more. So you're going to come up through the next symbol, which is still a solid black symbol, so it's still a black sequin. Get another black sequin. Oops. Keep picking up silver ones. Okay, got another black one. There we go. Drop that on. Get another clear bead. Oh, dropping my beads. There. Oh, almost. It's hard to do holding everything for the camera. There we go. Drop the bead on. Pull the thread. Pull it tight. And then push the bead out of the way. Go through the sequin in the fabric. And pull it tight again. Okay, so that's it. That's all it takes to make this embroidery kit. It's actually very simple. The most challenging bits I came to was when I did the leaves here. These leaves have a bead. There's 2 holes, so there's a bead on each end, and I had to take a look at the picture to see which direction the leaves were supposed to go, because they're obviously not symmetric, not round and completely. They're mirror image symmetrical, but they're not round symmetrical. So I had to just check the picture to see which direction they were supposed to go. And you can see they're in a few places on the ears, right at the trunk, and way at the very tip of the trunk. And some of them are a little bigger than is kind of allowed in the drawing. So that was the only real challenging, the only even slightly challenging bit is just the leaves. But you know, you work around it and it's all good. So there you have it. It's, I think, a very simple kit to do. It's nice and self-explanatory with all of everything pre-printed. I'm using a 12-inch embroidery hoop, and it's the perfect size. They made the fabric big enough so that it fits in the 12-inch embroidery hoop, and you still have a little fabric to spare so that you're not constantly pulling it out. You do want to put this in an embroidery hoop so that it stays nice and tight. Otherwise, you're going to accidentally pucker up your piece as you're sewing it if you're just doing it with holding it in your hand and not actually using an embroidery hoop. And I do recommend getting the 12-inch hoop so that you can do the whole piece at a time, because unlike with just, you know, a needle point or a cross stitch or whatever, if you try to do this in pieces with a smaller hoop, the hoop will have some issues when it gets to the sequins and the beads and everything. It's not flat like, you know, your needle point is. Okay, so I hope that has helped you out with your Zenbroidery kit, and enjoy. Thank you.